Mr. Ratner, this country is facing an intense moral obligation right now, and it's also a national security imperative, and that is the evacuation and protection of those people in Afghanistan who have served with us over the last 20 years as translators, guides, and other personnel. I hope you will commit to me to giving this question your highest level of attention and urgency. The last figures I saw were that it takes 900 days to process a special visa application, and we will be out of Afghanistan in 90 days. There is grave danger to these individuals. I'd like your commitment to, as I say, the highest level of attention and urgency.
Senator, I share your view that we have a moral obligation to support those who have been working with us in Afghanistan, and I commit to you to make it a top priority of mine and work with you in this committee on day one.
I want you to be irritating within the councils of the Defense Department on this issue. Can you manage that?
I will commit to be irritating, Senator.
Thank you. Second question. We haven't had much discussion about India, but I was encouraged to see that India was engaged in the talks with other allies in the region. Give me just a short précis of your thoughts about India's potential role in the security arrangements in Asia.
Senator, I think India is an essential partner for the United States in the 21st century. The Department of Defense has made great progress across Republican and Democratic administrations in deepening our defense relations with India. There are a number of foundational agreements that have been signed over the last several years that, if confirmed, I would work hard to implement. And of course, India is now part of the Quad framework with Australia and Japan and the United States as a foundation of the strength of our democracies in the region.
I think India's role, it could be incredibly important in our ongoing competition with China, and I urge you to pursue that opportunity, which you have already indicated. Ms. Crash, you're about to be a lawyer with one client, and I've been in that situation. And the danger is telling your client what they want to hear. Give me your commitment that you will provide your best legal advice to the Department of Defense and to the Secretary, regardless of the policy proclivities of the Secretary or the President, that your advice will be clear and unvarnished and delivered with the rule of law paramount.
Yes, Senator, I give you that commitment. Absolutely, that is the way that I've always conducted myself.
And you understand that it's human nature. This isn't, I'm not accusing anyone of malevolence, but it's human nature to want to sort of shade the advice to what the boss wants to hear. You understand that that's of danger and will actively resist it.
Yes, Senator, I will.
Ms. Berger, a more specific question. In December of 2020, a memorandum was issued that basically puts a moratorium on new lease or general services occupancy agreements for the use of land and facilities. The Portsmouth Naval Air Station is on an island, and there isn't enough room on that island for the demands that are being made on that facility, particularly in the upcoming years as a new dry dock is completed, and we're talking about refueling and refurbishing our nuclear submarine fleet. I could give you a lot of figures. They're almost doubling the man hours required. They're already working 3 shifts in the limited manufacturing space. Would you please follow up on this memorandum and whether an exception can be provided so the people of men and women of Portsmouth Naval Shipyard can do their job on behalf of the Navy and the country?
Senator, the people who are doing the work to support our Navy are critically important, and yes, I'd be glad to follow up on that with you, if confirmed.
I appreciate that. This is critical, and it's a general purpose memorandum for the whole country, but in this case, it literally doesn't fit. Ms. Ortiz-Jones, not much time left, but Senator Cotton and I did what amounted to a focus group with a group of pilots a year or two ago, And what we found was that the principal thing that's costing us pilots is that they want to fly, and they're not getting enough time in the air. And I hope that that's something you can follow up with. And I would urge you to do something similar with younger pilots about what is it that you need. And we expected to hear more about bonuses and those kinds of things. What we heard was we want to fly airplanes, and we're not getting enough time in the air. So is that something that you would be interested and willing to follow up on?
Senator, if confirmed, absolutely. We need to look at all options to ensure that we've got, again, a sufficient number of highly trained pilots to execute the Department of the Air Force missions.
Thank you. Thank you all for your commitment and your willingness to serve your country, in many cases, once again.